Hey, beautiful people. Hope you all are doing very well today. Welcome back to the Young and Independent Show, where we discuss a variety of topics to help young folks live lives that are spiritually fulfilled, lives that are value added, lives that are less materialistic, and lives that are financially independent. I'm your host, Sil, and this morning I want us to talk about charity begins at home. So, we all know what's going on in Ukraine and everything that has got to do with Russia and the West. Um, I want to start by saying that I'm not following all these things because it doesn't add value to my life in particular. Not that I'm not concerned about what's going on. Obviously, I am because it has to do with humanity. It has to do with God's children. I don't care if you're a Christian or not, but we are all God's children. Whichever God you're serving, we are all God's children. I serve the living God, the God of heaven and earth. It's all about belief. That's not what I'm making this podcast for. So recently I made a post because I'm not going to sit here and pretend that I'm very concerned, or I'm following up, like some people say, I'm following up what's going on in Ukraine and Russia. For one simple reason, I'm not following these things up because I can't do anything about it. I'm just I'm like a tiny grain in a sea of sand. You see, in the desert, one grain, what difference can I make? I don't know. But this is where I feel that we can have a conversation and add value. So I made a post, obviously praying for the people of Ukraine as I pray for the people of the south and north and south west regions of Cameroon and all over the world where there's turmoil. The world is in turmoil. We have to accept it. And it's very sad that, all these things have to happen in the first place. I don't know why we just cannot live in peace and harmony. And I made a post which I had taken from eToro. Someone was saying all the things. eToro is a brokerage app where you can buy and sell shares. Okay. This podcast or this young and independent channel is about impactful lives, especially when it comes to financial freedom. And this conversation today is still about financial freedom. Because honestly, I wouldn't waste my precious time talking about Russia and Ukraine, what the US has done, what France has done, what they have not done, when I can do absolutely jack about it. You see? But what I can do about it is to pray. I don't have to go on every social media post and make a comment about it. So I made a comment, I took a screenshot of what Apple was doing, what the rest of the world was doing to sanction Russia, and I put on my post because it concerns me directly. Whatever happens to Apple, to Tesla, to these shares that I own will affect my money, okay? So my former boss wrote under the post and said she's never wished ill for anyone, but she really wishes that for Putin, who has invaded a territory that is not his. Okay. So I made I responded on her post. I said, and yet some people find it okay to support this barbaric act. I don't care what you have to say to me, but I would never support war. I believe that humanity has gotten to a place where they can dialogue rather than go to war. And what happens when there's a war? The poor people suffer. The people who are instigating war are usually very well protected. They've got their money, they've got everything going for them. They send your husbands, your brothers, your sisters who are in the military to the war zone, and then there's poor citizens, those who are down there who cannot book flights, who have to trek to borders in order to escape from the war. These are the people suffering, and this is what hurts me. I don't care if they're white or black. And please don't bring this, whole Ukrainians don't love black people. Do you love yourselves, black people? Charity begins at home. You cannot flog your child and beat your child to death, and you expect your neighbor who is watching to do better. If you drive your car carefully and you hand it over to your friend who has taken a ride with you in that car, they will do the same. But imagine that you buy your car and you're driving the car and just, running into or jumping into potholes and into driving it into the mud and all that, and you hand it over to your friend. What do you think your friend is going to do with that car? You think your friend is going to ride it slowly? You think your friend is going to slow down when there's a speed break or anything of that sort? No, they will do exactly what they have seen you do. Don't practice do what I say, not what I do. No, it doesn't work like that. Black people need to get, we need to get a grip of ourselves. We need to stop this whole complaining and racism bullshit. It doesn't cut it anymore. It doesn't hold water anymore. Instead of spending your time complaining about Ukraine and what Russia has done, what Russia has never done, and all this nonsense about politics, how does it affect you? I mean, there are people in the world who should be very much concerned. People who can actually have a voice and have an impact about what's going on in Russia and Ukraine. You see the Warren Buffett, the Jeff Bezos, the Elon Musks, and the what's this guy of Microsoft? What's his face again? Bill Gates. These are the people who should be concerned. They've got billions, and money talks and bullshit happens, whether you like it or not. Keep talking in the cartier with your broke self. Keep talking in the cartier with your empty pockets instead of spending that time reading a book, perfecting a skill. Instead of taking that time, perhaps praying. You're spending that time talking about what's going on and what isn't going on, who is right and who is wrong. How does that add value to anyone's life? You guys are complaining that, the black people are not being allowed into, I don't know, Slovakia. I don't know which country people are migrating to. Honestly, I'm not following this thing up because we've got our own issues in Africa. We've got our own issues in Cameroon. How many times have you prayed for the people in the south and northwest region of Cameroon? Now you're concerned about what's going on in Ukraine. I mean, give me a break. I don't care. Not that I don't care that people are being displaced and all that. No, I'm not making it a part of my daily life or my daily activity, making it my business to talk about it. No. Doesn't add value. All those YouTube videos that you're watching about the war, how has that changed anything? Just ask yourself this question. You've watched every news, every single thing that is going on and has been said about what impact has that had on the situation or on your life? I'm not going to watch it because I'll go to bed with nightmares. I'm going to wake up at night with migraines. You know what I'll do instead? I'll spend that time listening to an audiobook. Right now I'm listening to a book, The Power of Positive Thinking. That's all that matters to me. I just want to think positively. If the president of Russia and the president of Ukraine cannot come to a compromise, the people who are earning big bucks, the prime ministers and the presidents of other, G7 or NATO countries, they should be worried about this situation. Not me. Not me. Who am I in the whole equation? Who are you? You who is spending all of your time without any money in the bank, focused on Russia and Ukraine. How is that adding money into your pocket? When it's time to pay your rent, are they going to come and pay your rent for you? When it's time to pay your mortgage, will they come and pay your mortgage for you? Never waste the crisis. During this time, what are you doing to add value? What are you doing to get ahead of your peers? What are you doing? Black people are complaining, I don't care about, about what the West is doing. The West has colonized Africa. Excuse you. You guys say that the West came to Africa and they've colonized us and they're still running Africa in the 21st century. Who are they running Africa via? To the best of my knowledge, I don't know any sitting white president in any African country. Or if you know one, please inbox me. Leave a comment in the comment section of this podcast. If you know a once or a single white person who is sat in a chair in Africa, running Africa, please tell me. Obviously, if the West is still running Africa, it's because Africans, these people who you say are used as puppets, are Africans. So where's the charity that begins at home? If there was no sellout, I mean, the enemy is always within, isn't it? If these head of states or those who are in the government are not willing to sell Africa out, these are black people. Oh, let me remind you, these are black people. If they're not willing to sell Africa out, where will the white man come and pass to come and sell Africa out? Do you know why the Jews are doing so fantastically well? Because there's solidarity among them. Do you know why the Indians in the UK are doing so well? There is solidarity among them. Do you know why the Pakistanis are doing very well? There is solidarity amongst them. Look at all the countries and nations where people are doing really well. Solidarity. Together we stand, divided we are going to fall. How about one hand cannot tie a bundle? What are we doing to uplift each other? What are we doing to support each other as black people, as a black race? You guys are being denied entry at the border and you're going around making noise. When in your own country, when someone comes from bush, when they've gone and suffered, I don't know what some of you think that bush is. They've gone and suffered, they come back home. You don't hesitate to poison them, to kill them. Your own blood, your own skin color, and yet you expect Oyibo people, you expect the white man to respect your color. When your own leaders are just throwing you under the bus, they don't care what happens to you. You want your neighbor to come and look after your child more than you're looking after your child, Abi? Does it make any sense to you? No, let's think about it. Does it make any sense at all? Doesn't make sense. The only way that black people will rise above all these things that are going on, I know that there's discrimination. I know, and I don't care. You know how I beat discrimination? Maybe you missed this podcast that I made about how to rise above racial discrimination and skin color. Go and listen to it. I beat discrimination by perfecting my skills and my act. There are black people in the parliament in the UK. There are black people working in the White House in the United States. There are black people in every G7 country that hold a position of power. How did they get there? What do you think? How do you think they got there? They are so damn good at what they do. And no one sees their skin color. Because they need what? Their brain. What is in their brain has no color. There's no brain that is black or white. It's the same color. Work on your brain. Work on yourself. Develop yourself. And stop complaining. Quit the complaining. It hasn't taken anyone anywhere and it will take you nowhere. It's not going to do anything for you and no one. Look, listen. Manna is not coming to fall on you from heaven anymore. Manna it's gone. It's gone. Let's get our act together and get our priorities, set our priorities straight. We're complaining, but we're the ones that are so focused. I mean, every Facebook group, WhatsApp group in Africa has been taken over by Russia, Ukraine. And I'm just sat in my corner looking at it and saying, what the heck? I'm saying, more Africans don't have anything to do with their time and their lives. That anything that doesn't add value, that's what appeals most to them. I'm just wondering, instead of us working hard to start building our countries and our continent as a whole, to invent things, to innovate, to build industries, instead of us using our brains to build our economic power. This is why the Jews are strong. Don't even faff around with any Jew. Don't even faff around. They know the real deal. When Africans will develop their economic power, money talks, like I said, and BS happens. Then you will see that you're respected. Have you ever dared to disrespect someone who has more money than you? Just try it. You will be slapped by lawsuits. Just try it. Do you know why Russia is being pushed back? Because the West has got the cash, whether you like it or not, whether America has killed everyone everywhere, whether they're controlling what, they've got the economic power. You can do nothing about it. When your neighbor who is wealthy, who is rich, decides to make I don't know, to build something and to break down and cause all the noise and the pollution. What can you do about it? Nada. Nothing. You will complain, you will grumble, you will do everything, but you can't do anything about it. But do you know one thing you can do about it? You can get wealthier than him. I always say that the powerful revenge, or the best revenge in the world is to get better. Is to become rich. Money is good, guys. Money is good. I think there's a Bible verse that says that wine is sweet, but money is even better. Those of you who are claiming Christianity, who think that, talking about money is a taboo, please cut the crap. Your Bible was printed with money. Your churches are built with money, not with prayers. Your seminaries are sent to all these places, on missions with money. Your priests are kept and catered for with money. Stop giving offerings in church and see how many people go into the seminary to become priests. Just stop giving offerings. And you will see how many priests will be ordained. So let's cut this pretense. Let's just stop it. Because it's not helping us. But what's going to help us is when we start to really develop ourselves. Charity begins when we start to love ourselves, when we start to be, to have fraternity amongst ourselves. Black people. Oh, black people have done this left, right, center. What is all this? We poison our own. In the UK, where there's high crime rate, it's amongst black people. Young black boys, putting knives into the stomach, the hearts of other black boys. And when there's police brutality, you guys come and complain, police are against the black people, when black people are killing themselves. Love yourselves enough. Let's love ourselves enough. And by the way, for those who don't know who is talking, I am black. I am very black. Born and raised in a black country, black neighborhood, black city, black region. Yes. But you know what? My brain ends black. I'm working on myself. So that when I open my mouth to speak, the world doesn't see my color. The world sees my brain. The world sees the value that I can bring to them, I can add. That's what they see. And they cannot bypass me. Because you know what? What's in here, no one can take it away from me. No one. No one can take it away from me. So you start working on yourself. And quit complaining. Quit complaining. Because it's not doing us any favor. Until we realize that charity begins at home. Until we take charge of our destiny. Until we stop going through life as though there's a rewind, as though there's a replay of our lives. Then things will start to change. It's happening, guys. The world is moving on. It's moving on. With the way things are going, if this current generation doesn't change, things will be worse for Africa. Because these millennials, this current generation, who are so obsessed with social media, I feel sorry. I really do feel sorry. All the things that social media is taking away from our youth will impact Africa and make things even worse if there's no U-turn. I'm praying for the people of Ukraine, just like I'm praying for the people in Africa, because the Bible says that love your neighbor as yourself. Love your brothers and sisters. And every single human who walks on this earth is my brother. I don't care if you're Muslim, you're Ukrainian, you're African. I don't care. I love you anyhow because God loves you. And because we have the same Father, the creator of the universe. Let's see beyond color. Let's realize that charity begins at home. And let's live a life of impact, one person at a time. One person at a time. That's how the pyramids were built, one brick at a time. And today we have a marvel. People travel from all over the world to come and see it. If one African at a time starts to do something, valuable, innovative, life-changing, then we'll have an Africa that we can be proud of. We'll walk the earth and people will respect us as a people and as a race. It's what it is. You can't change it. So what can you do about it? Get better. You can't change your skin color. All these people bleaching their skin to look white. I'm sorry for you. You're just inviting cancer into your life. You can never be white. You're black. Suck it up. Suck it up. Bleach your skin color all you like. You know that you're black. I know that you're black. Everyone knows that you're black. So instead of focusing on the outward appearance, focus on the inward appearance. Focus on your self-worth. Focus on your charisma. When you walk into a room. Did you guys see President Obama? That guy has such, we say, geste. Badass when he walks on the stage. The way he carries himself. Omo, who cares if he's black? Have you seen Oprah Winfrey? Have you seen Denzel Washington? Have you seen Storm Z in the UK? There's so many black people who are doing really well. So let's emulate good examples and stop complaining. If tell me that, okay, in the past, our great-grandfathers already suffered that way. Black people were not allowed to read and all that. But now we have access to everything that rich white people have access to. What are we complaining again about? They've got access to internet. You have got access to internet. What are you doing? That's the difference. The difference is what you're doing with all these things that you have access to. What are you doing? How are you using that to add value? How? How? Let's focus on that. Let's focus on that, guys. Let's focus on adding value to our lives. If you would like to do that, go onto our website www.youngandindependent.com. One word. There's so many excellent articles on there that can start to impact your life today, not tomorrow. Today, if you would dedicate your time instead of talking about Ukraine and everything that everyone else is doing, focus on yourself. Focus on yourself. Develop yourself. Develop yourself. Develop yourself. Join our Facebook group, Young and Independent People on Facebook. Just go on Facebook, type in the search bar, Young and Independent People. Join the group, we share economic opportunities. That's what I'm all about. You won't see any post on there about Ukraine. Not even half. Not because I don't care, let me repeat it, but because I can't do nothing about it. And the Bible says that what you cannot do anything about, just cast your burdens onto Jesus. And that's what I've done. That's what I've done. I choose to focus on positive things. What I can do, the change I can make. Prayer is a change that I can bring to the situation. Instead of you talking all day, every day about it, please join me in prayer. For where 2 or 3 are gathered, God is there in our midst. You can check our YouTube channel as well. Amazing videos from powerful motivational speakers. Young and Independent. Just go Young and Independent on YouTube and you'll see our channel. Use that time. Use your data in a way that adds value to your life. We complain that we don't have data in Africa. We're broke. But we use our data to watch videos about Ukraine and how does that add value for Christ's sake? I'll stop to belabor the point. I've said what I've said, and I think all I can do is enough. Oh no, all I can do is all that I can do, which is the talking I've just done, and all I can do is enough. Talking and praying, but make sure that you do all that you can do, which is what I have done. I have done all that I can do. I've spoken about it, I write about it, and I pray about it. I pass the baton to you. What are you going to do about it? We can change our stories, but charity, they say, begins at home. Until next time, do take care.